Our next item is our hearing of delegations, and Ms. Aki George is asked to speak.
Thank you. I got it written in case I get a little nervous, and I have to read every now and then. This is not my comfort zone, speaking in front of a large crowd, believe it or not, but it's not. But I want to thank you all for allowing me to speak to you all tonight. Of course, I don't have anybody in the school system, but I love and care for our community, the children, and those who work in our school system. For the record, I know everybody knows I have a niece that teaches at Marion County High, Corey Osborne, and I want it known that she never has ever spoken about anybody who works in the system. So recently I was at a function that really troubled me when I listened to so many different groups there. They were talking about the most recent employee at the central office that was fired. I listened and I heard teachers, I heard leaders of our community, and everyone was in awe in regards to that. Everyone was in, okay, they were in awe of all the changes that have taken place. I guess you could say that was the icing on the cake, and that's why I wanted to speak tonight. Now, I realize you all can't talk about personnel. I understand that. Wouldn't want you to. Wouldn't want you to discuss any of it. And that's not why I'm here. I want to express what I feel in my heart and everything, okay? The mission statement, it's great. But are we really striving for all that's in that statement? Are maintaining a safe, welcoming school environment? I wonder how welcoming the faculty might feel, or are they concerned when they walk into the doors, will their jobs be next? Nurturing relationships that build active partnerships with students, staff, families, and communities. Do you really believe that we're doing this with so many people at our central office is either leaving or forced to change positions? This all started, you know, when the principal at West Marion took a leave and then he later resigned. You know, I've never heard anything negative about that principal. I believe he's one of the most respected and experienced principals in our system. Then the person in the position of finance officer, treasurer, considered not qualified, but yet was in this position she was in this position prior to the new job description that of December 2010. I think she started in 2009, okay? And in that job description, education and or experience, okay? She has over 20 years as a CPA. And in my opinion, that's far more qualified than someone with a master's degree in math. And it says you have to have a master's degree. When she got her degree, you didn't have to have a master's degree to be a CPA. I know now you do, but you didn't then. And I think those years of experience should really count for something, you know, for her. That wasn't in my notes, but anyway. You have someone in that position, and I know she is a lady of integrity, honesty, and more than qualified.
Thank you, Abby.
Of course, I know she's offered another job, teacher's aide. Man, I would consider that an insult to take somebody like her and make her whatever. Then, you know, just this is my opinion. But the icing on the cake was when the administrative assistant was fired. I know her like I probably know a lot of you people here. Okay, you know, through church, her daughter went to school at St. A. I've talked to her sometimes on occasions when I've had to call the board in previous years. I know, you know, absolutely shocked when she's been an assistant. She's worked for the board for 19 years, been assistant for five superintendents. Could have done, honestly, she could have done nothing to cause her job to be terminated, in my opinion. Pam has always gone beyond and out of her way to help people. She is caring,
Absolutely.
honest, and in my heart, she sincerely does not need to be terminated.
Amen.
When I heard the talk, I did call Pam and offer her my support because I felt she needed to know the people in this community was upset. And there were a lot of people at that function completely in awe and upset over this. I also spoke with Tammy Newcomb and a few of the board members expressing my dissatisfaction. And I really meant to call you, and things came up, and I didn't get a chance to call you and personally tell you how upset with all and everything going on that I felt. You know, and then we have a very crucial position, preschool special education director. That position's vacant. How can we achieve our big dreams on focusing on early childhood education? Why would somebody leave that position, go back in the classroom if they had the actual support of leadership? And to this, and to all the positions open, I think it becomes a very serious issue. It's also, to my understanding, just this past week, our public schools of Marion County lost two $2,500 donations from a prominent manufacturing company in our community because of all the negativity going on. And I think our school system could have used $5,000. Maybe we can use it, we'd appreciate it, but we don't get that like you all do. And I mean, that's awful. When individuals, and I know you talked about industries coming and expanding, and I think, you know, industries, when they consider to relocate in a community, the school system is a very vital part of their decision-making process. I can't help but think that all this ongoing turmoil in our system is hurting our ability to attract people to this wonderful community. And all of this is not a positive image for the community. I understand that there may be reasons that cannot be disclosed to the community, but all the years that I've known so many changes in this system in such a very short time. I believe it is a reflection of our leadership of the administration. It has to be. Everything stems from the top, and it all trickles down. Takes a good leader. And I'm not judging or anything like that, but this is how I feel. Okay, that's not in my notes, but it's in my heart. Okay, I can't help but wonder if the visionary leaders in our system will feel secure or here, or will they want to leave and go to a place where they feel really appreciated and respected? You know, I don't know. I just know there's good people, and I hope you all, as the board, as the superintendent, can really take into consideration what's happened. And maybe there'll be something positive. I can't imagine 19 years and gone, 1 year left. And I thank you all very much for allowing me to. I appreciate that, but it's just my heart. I don't usually speak out on things like this, but it's just something I felt within that I just try to write it down and express. There's someone else, I know she's not on the agenda, but Pam would like to say a few words if you all will allow her, and it's nothing negative or nothing to worry about.
The only person that's on the agenda tonight is
Oh, you've got it.
This is a rule. This is a rule of the Board of Education. Thank you, Ms. George. for your comments tonight. We're always glad to hear from the public, and we always listen to what you have to say.
If you listen, you'll let her speak.
I mean, after 19 years, you let her speak.
I think it's least you can do. Very least.
If you can follow the rules
I have a
and
question.
at the next meeting.
I have a question. I have no children in the school system. I have 2 grandchildren that are moving from an excellent school system in Lexington. They're going to be coming to this public school system. My grandson is in the 2nd grade, going to the 3rd. He does on his testing way above what he loves. He worries about doing good. He is an advanced student. He is very smart. He does like 5th grade reading in his 2nd grade level. If we have this much turmoil and drama in the office trickling down to the classrooms, do I want my grandchildren here, or do I want to send them to St. Joe in Bardstown?
This is a part of the hearing delegations has come to an end. This is all.
Can I make a comment? I just want to make a comment, and Aki and several people in this room have called me. So I asked them to get on the agenda to speak. Because, I mean, when Laura hears from me, when I just come in here and talk, there's a difference than when you all show up and you speak.
When's the next meeting?
And I want to say this on her behalf. I do think Laura is the most talented superintendent that we've ever had in this district. But we have to get the support back. I don't know what we have to do, but I think we need to work hard to get that done. And if that happens, I think we'll be a wonderful district. But now, I mean, I know that she has to hear from out here. So we got some work to do, and I don't know how we're going to accomplish that. But sometimes maybe she just needs to listen when people are talking.
Well, I understand that, but how in the world are we supposed to do that if the public cannot even come in here and address the board? How are we supposed to work together if the people cannot speak? You know, this is our tax dollars, and we should have some say in what goes on.
And you got a chance to speak, so she should get a chance to speak. You wasn't on the agenda.
Let me ask you. And I know she's doing a good job in a lot of areas. I know that. I know she's doing a good job in a lot of areas. Maybe it's people skills that need to be really worked on, and how you handle people and what you take in consideration, in way you treat the people from Marion County, because we love these people. Oh, you know, these are our people, and not that you're not. I love. It's not. But you don't do this. You don't treat people this way.
Just change
unless they were so bad.
Any problem. Everybody wants to change hats whenever everything hits the fan.
And how can a lady say she's not
May I
qualified?
remind you all that the hearing of delegations has come to an end. If there is a procedure, we must follow the procedure.
I think the board here, you got the paper here, you got the news media, so what do they think?
We will take a 3-minute or 5-minute recess.
Before we go, will you explain to the audience here when the next meeting is and the process to get on the agenda for those who do not know?
No, we ought to be able to do it tonight.
Call another special meeting, call another time.
You already had 5.
And once again, if it's a delegation, you need one person to speak in behalf of that delegation. There is a 10-day wait period to leave, if I'm correct. And this is just procedure of the Marion County Board of Education. It's just our rules. And
If they have different subjects, like if you have a subject, somebody else, they can be on the agenda for different topics. That's not a spokesperson. This gentleman has something.
Yeah, if I want
That's
something to
his.
discuss about somebody else, you can't group that together, correct?
I mean, don't you, when I filled out the form, I filled out what I wanted to talk about, and that was in general. But they may have different things they want to talk about.
That's right.
we will allow, since there are, in the next meeting, we will allow about 3 people, is that fine with you all? We'll allow 3 people to speak for the delegation.
Delegation.
I have a question that I propose to the board. You have such a large group, would you ever consider having an open forum with the group?
I mean, you need to be able to answer questions.
That's even been requested by, to one individual.
One individual hasn't happened.
And it hasn't
That's
happened.
something we'll take into consideration.
Yeah, we'll take that into consideration.
Thank you all, and we are recessed for 5 minutes. Thank you all.
See if we can,
They don't want to hear what he's saying. They don't want to hear
Thank you all.
There's recess when you take
And listen to the rest of the meeting. We must have order, or we will dismiss the meeting tonight. We'll either have order or we will dismiss the meeting. This meeting is called to order, please. Will everyone be seated, please?
that'll be a shame.
Would everyone be seated, please? You are welcome to stay for the remainder of the meeting. Thank you very much. We appreciate that. Thank you. The next item is an overnight student trip.
I'll make a motion that the board approve the following overnight student trips. MCHS FFA Executive Team Camp, Harrodsburg, Kentucky, July the 7th through July the 11th, 2014. MCATC HOSA National Competition, the MCHS Volleyball Team.
I second the motion.
Any questions or comments?
Wait, make a decision.
All in favor? Aye. Item 6 is the policy procedures update.
This is something that we get a policy update from KSBA. Basically what they do is they look at all the new statutes that have been changed either from the state or the federal government, and then they take our policies and they revise them to make sure that our policies are in agreement with what the new statutes are. I've sent all those out to all the supervisors and all the principals to look at those, because the other thing we have to do is to make sure that our employee handbook as well as our student code of conduct book is in alignment with that. And this is just the first reading.
All right. Item 7 on our agenda is the 2014-15 tentative budget.
I move that the board approve the 2014-15 tentative budget in an amount of $36,756,000, $275.90.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. The next is the fiscal year 2015 school activity fund budget.
I move that the board approve the school activity fund budget for fiscal year 2015.
Second.
Any comments, questions?
Me.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Can we hold up for just a second?
Okay.
I just want to thank Lisa for putting that budget together. I mean, under the circumstances.
Yes.
I really appreciate that, and you look like you've done, to me, a wonderful job. I'm not an expert in finance, but you look like a wonderful job, and I thank you for that.
Item 9 is the 2013 budget amendments.
Make a motion that the board approve the budget amendments for 2013 and 14.
I second the motion.
And so I'd just like a little explanation.
Okay. Our property insurance, in the past, we have been using that capital, we have been using our capital outlay, which is what we can use for building funds. And what we want to do, as you all know, we don't have a lot of money for building funds, and we've got that project that we need to do down at Lebanon Middle. So we wanted to move that from capital outlay into the general budget, and that's what the property insurance for $80,000 is. Okay, that's the property insurance. Then the ATC renovation is what we're looking at doing, is moving our carpentry class and our industrial maintenance labs, because the industrial maintenance lab is a lot larger than carpentry. And you'll remember that we've got a community liaison, Kenny Merritt's working with that, and we're building the homes for the little houses for like our Christmas parades and things like that. So they've asked if we can switch those two classrooms, and it's going to take some funding to do that. So that's what that $20,000 is. And then the Calvary renovations is, if you'll remember, our physical court agreed to pay for half of the walking track, right, Mr. Spalding? And so we are going to get some of this money back, but just some renovation things like that. And because that wasn't originally in our budget, that's just like budget amendments that we want to do. Because, you know, as you all know, if we talk, you know, early childhood, one of the things that we're lacking is the space to actually physically have preschool for everyone. Because we've got parents that say they would love for children to go to our preschool to start out, but physically we do not have the space for that. So we want to get as much capital outlay as we can.
And are we following up with Center Square, since St. Catherine's is moving out? Space there.
Scott's working on that, because the other part of that is we've got to make sure of the handicap accessible ADA and stuff like that. So that's, I should have mentioned that in my because that's one of those things. I mean, we're really just going to have to say, if we want every child to go to preschool, I mean, we're going to have to say, when's that going to start, and we're going to have to do a feasibility study of what that's going to look like and how many, and where are we going to put them in the meantime.
Well, we want to be in the picture, though, since they're moving out. Somebody else
moves in.
moves in.
We'll keep you, Scott will have that for us at the next board meeting.
Thank you, Scott.
Does that make sense?
All in favor?
Aye.
Item 10 is a job description revision.
I move that the board approve the job description revision for the payroll/county manager.
Second.
Question, comment?
Just like a little explanation as to why we need to do that.
Currently, we've got someone who's doing that, and they just it's a big job. Obviously, payroll goes out. If we don't have payroll, we don't have employees coming to work every day. Just we wanted to clean up that job description and add a little bit more responsibility to that position. It's somebody that's already currently employed in our district here.
I looked for that in our notes, but I couldn't find it in the notes. So can that be sent back out to us?
Yes, it can be. And it should be on our website as well. So, but yes, I'll send that out. I'll be glad to. And we can pull it up. It's downloaded on your on the website.
Well, I looked under that, and I didn't find it on
Okay. Okay. Yeah, well, I can send it out through email as well. It is on that email.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. The next item is our consent items.
I move that the board approve the following consent items. And each one has a bullet down beside it there. Is it there, please? I'm sorry.
We're just waiting to hear.
Oh, okay. It's number 11. All those bullets down through there. I can move if you wish.
Do we have a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Item 12 is the notification of Superintendent Slosher concerning certified personnel. Item 13 is notification from Superintendent Slosher regarding classified personnel.
I move the board adjourn.
I second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. This meeting is adjourned.